what's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome into Morning Footy, 48 Nations, presented by Enterprise. This tournament, every corner kick goal is your chance to win a car. I'm Claudia Pagan alongside Jimmy Conrad, Tony Miola, and Marcelo Balboa, who has come in with more energy than maybe I've ever seen anyone come into a Morning Footy show with. I don't know if maybe it's because we're starting later, but Marcelo...
We got little puppies coming in. We got puppies coming in.
Is that what it is?
These are two legends, by the way. I mean, proper legends. So it's an honor to be sharing the stage with you guys, this set.
Thanks,
Just want to give you a shout out.
Wow, yeah. You're having a good morning, huh?
I'm having a great morning because puppies are going to be here.
Is that what it
That's
is?
what I'm waiting for.
Tony, are you
Get
feeling
to
it
it?
too then?
Is it in segment A? Let's go. Get the puppies in.
Unfortunately, it's not. The puppies are waiting for us, so don't worry, guys. We'll bring them into studio. But how about we go around the grounds to see everything that we have in store for you for this Tuesday edition of Morning Footy. We kick off with a hiring of a World Cup team. Tunisia have hired Hervé Renard as their new head coach after firing Sabri Lamouche immediately after their 5-1 loss to Sweden over the weekend. Argentina will open up their title defense today when they take on Algeria. And all of yesterday's 4 matches ended in a draw, including debutants Cabo Verde holding tournament favorites Spain scoreless. And Saudi Arabia almost had an upset as well, tying Uruguay 1-1. So guys, CONMEBOL teams, they've been struggling to start off the tournament. 4 of 6 of them have played, and there's been no wins for any of them so far. Brazil and Uruguay have drawn in their matches. Ecuador and Paraguay have lost.
Okay.
So let's play a game of bad game or big problem. Let's start off with that Saudi Arabia-Uruguay game. What are you thinking here?
With Uruguay, they created more than enough chances. When you look at the XG, for all you soccer nerds out there, they tripled what Saudi put together. And I thought in different moments, you know, they probably could have made different decisions. That's always what we get back to. We get back to moments, the decision-making in the final third. And then you run into a hot goalkeeper for Saudi Arabia, and he makes a couple of crazy good saves. And then you just start to get the feeling, and we've been in these games before, you're like, is it going to be one of those nights where we just can't get past this guy? I mean, Cape Verde did the same against Spain, where you just run into somebody that just is ready for the moment. And so I'm not too worried about Uruguay overall. I think it's a bit of a mix, a little bit of a bad game, but also just kind of bad finishing.
Yeah, there might be some panic within the Uruguayan fan base, right, reading some of the things online. Darwin Nunez, I think that's 14 games in a row now where he hasn't scored, right? And it really didn't have a touch yesterday. They created enough chances. I'd like to go with bad game more than bigger problem, but it's starting to become a problem for them, right? Because that's the concern for this group. You always know defensively they're going to be good. Let's give credit to Alois, the goalkeeper, right, from Saudi Arabia. He was outstanding last night. And hopefully for Uruguayan fans, it's just one of those games, right? It's a bad game, as you say. But quickly can become a problem.
Yeah. Marcelo, what are you thinking? You think it was a bad game?
67% of possession, 27 shots, 14 corners. They ran into a hot goalkeeper. It's not like they're not creating chances. If they would have created 5 shots, 10 shots, I'd be concerned. But you're looking at a team that's creating chances, just couldn't put it away. They hit the post 3 times. So I think when you look at this team, you say to yourself, well, let's just chalk it up that we got the point, we're in it. And you just need one more win, and especially when you've got Cape Verde the next, you've got still Spain, so you got to find 3 points in one of those 2 games.
Tony, how you liking all the goalkeepers getting their flowers, especially yesterday?
Especially Jimmy giving goalkeeper love, a guy that I played with forever. You know, it was always, from my perspective, it was always his fault, and from his perspective, it was always my fault. So I just love that he's turned over a new leaf, by the way, Jimmy. That's what I'm going with.
No, I think what's interesting is that if we look back at 2022, Saudi Arabia started well in that tournament, beating Argentina, and then they kind of fizzled from there. Now, I don't know if that's an indictment of what Saudi Arabia is going to do the rest of the tournament, but I do think it speaks to them being prepared for that first game. And so Uruguay could maybe read into that as a positive. Hey, we didn't get a result. Maybe we'll go on to win the tournament. That's what happened with Argentina. So I understand they probably looked at it on paper and thought, this is our not easy 3 points, but this is 3 points for us. And now I feel like the the whole group is kind of wide open because of all the draws. So they haven't lost anything yet, but ultimately I think there's some concern.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia definitely can't be overlooked, especially, as you said, they beat Argentina in the last World Cup. So that brings us into our enterprise on every corner. This tournament, every corner kick goal is your chance to win a car. Talking about Saudi Arabia, they scored the first goal off a corner kick. Tony Miola, I don't know why I say your last name.
You gave it a little extra.
Well, you can call me Tony if you want. Okay?
It's because I'm saying Saudi Arabia fully, so I'm going Tony Miola. I'm going to be calling you guys all first and last name.
Yeah.
How important was that goal for Saudi Arabia in this game?
Yeah, vitally important, right? You're under it a little bit. You're under a lot of pressure. And you don't have a lot in the attack, right? So you got to take advantage. And we know how important restarts are, whether it's a corner kick, a free kick from out wide, a direct free kick. They become vitally important in these competitions, right? And it's a tool, right? It's a tool that you use and you work on all the time. There's a reason you work on all of these things. So, yeah, I mean, super important for them. And who knows in the end what that point will do for them. But gives them an opportunity, especially the way this group is playing out.
Yeah, we are live on YouTube right now, and someone is saying Saudi Arabia is not a bad team, and that's definitely right. I mean, you can't, as I said, overlook them coming into this one. How about we move to another CONMEBOL team here that tied, Marcelo?
I know you're scared.
I'm coming to you first. Brazil getting the draw against Morocco over the weekend.
God, I am...
Bad game
I
or
hate to say
big
this,
problem?
but it's. I think there's a problem. I don't see this. I think it was a bad game. Well, let me take it back. They played Morocco, probably one of the favorites to win that group, but they just didn't entertain me. And when we talk about Juego Bonito, we talk about all these things. They didn't entertain me. Morocco entertained me. I ended up sitting there going, I like Morocco. I want to watch them play. I didn't get that feeling with them, with Brazil. I got a feeling of maybe they're not understanding their system. They got overrun in the midfield. It's just not the same Brazil we're used to seeing. So I think there's more of a problem there than leads. Because when you talk about possible champions, you talk about possible Brazil winning it, I don't see this team winning it.
I also didn't see the energy from them. I felt like Vinny Jr. was the only one that actually had the full energy from start to finish and was really pressing. I don't know if you saw the same thing, Jimmy.
Well, Morocco was all over him in the first 30 minutes, and it just felt like that maybe that wasn't the right team to start. And Carlo Ancelotti needs to look at that. I think he will address it. He made a change at halftime that I do think changed the course of the game, bringing Fabinho in for Casemiro, and they just got a little bit tighter, and they had a moment to kind of reflect and figure out the best way forward. He starts with Thiago up top. I don't know if that was the best fit. Maybe Cunha should have started. So I feel like he's going to look at that game, Carlo Ancelotti, and say, all right, that didn't work. What we thought was going to work isn't going to work. And now...
Flair, everything we want from Brazil.
That flair is in moments, though. I feel like that's
been gone for a
while. But that's what people want.
Well, that's what they expect. They see all the commercials and all everything in the past.
Yes.
I feel like they're still living on Ronaldinho's history and legacy as opposed to any player. I mean, Vinicius obviously scored an incredible goal, but that isn't the version of Brazil anymore. And so now they got to be a little bit more pragmatic and maybe show moments of that. Lucas Paquetá, I didn't like his game at all. I just don't think he really fits with this Brazilian team per se, even though I think he's a really talented player. So I think they're going to make 3 or 4 changes. They do miss, a Dani Alves or a Cafu on the right or Marcelo, Roberto Carlos on the left side.
Even a healthy Neymar would be nice.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's even possible anymore.
I know.
We haven't seen Jogo Bonito for 30 years. I mean, let's face it, since guys started going to Europe, the whole Brazilian national team has changed, right? There's been moments, there's been players, right? But as far as a full squad, we haven't seen it forever. If there was a line, whatever the line is between bad game and worrisome, like I'd be on that line right now, right? Because we can say, yeah, he doesn't know what his lineup is, but you're at the first game of the World Cup, right? You've had opportunities. He's been there for a little while now. He's had some opportunities, and that part's concerning. They failed to just impress in a lot of areas. Now, we're saying that I feel like I'm taking something away from Morocco, who's a semifinalist in last World Cup, who's had their federation has done such a great job winning the Olympics, winning the under-20s, incredible at the under-17s. Like their system right now almost should be sort of the marker for national team systems around the world. So they're doing a really good job. We'll see game 2. Let's have this discussion after match day 2. For Brazil and see what it looks like. But I would be kind of right in the middle. I'm not trying to sit on the fence, but I really don't know which way to go right now.
I mean, they played poorly and they still got a draw. right? So there's still something there, and gives them a chance, obviously, against Haiti and Scotland to potentially win the group. So not all is lost. I know it's hard not to have your mood swings be dictated by results.
The
but
World Cup.
I know, I understand that.
Swings. We're here.
I know, I get it, and it's been incredible because we get to live it with every single game. I do feel, and Morocco's got to be a little disheartened because they probably feel like they should have walked away with all 3 points there, but even then, I think Brazil gets through the group.
Most definitely. Well, a CONMEBOL team who is definitely disappointed because they walked away with a loss, Ecuador against Ivory Coast. My goodness. So, Tony, for Ecuador, you think it was a bad game or you think it's a big problem for them? They were unbeaten in what, 17, 18
19 games.
Well, this is an Ecuador game, right? A 1-0 game.
Yeah.
This is what they do, right? So you're in the game. First half, you look at that game, it was completely different for me than the second half. First half, you thought, okay, at halftime, everything's going okay. Ecuador probably should have been up a goal, but this Ivory Coast team is talented, man, and they took their foot off the pedal. I think you and I were watching this one, right, at a local restaurant, and we were with Ecuadorian fans, and the sort of distress when they ended up conceding was actually fun to be part of, right? But you started to see the pendulum swing a little bit in that second half and think, okay, Ivory Coast is the team that's going to come out victorious in this one, and that's what happened. So I'm going to go bad game, but this is the type of game that Ecuador wants to be in. Only gave up 5 goals in CONMEBOL qualifying. That's incredible. These are the types of games they have to win, right, if they're going to succeed in this World Cup.
It felt like they definitely got unlucky, Marcelo. They hit the post multiple times in this one. And yes, you're a 19-match unbeaten coming into this one. So, Marcelo, do you also agree that it was just a bad game, or are you seeing a bigger problem here?
This is Ecuador. 5 goals conceded in qualifying. This is a team that I'd be a little worried, only because you have Germany, but then you have Curaçao, so you need 3 points somewhere. But they created some chances, but they weren't clear-cut chances. They're a very good defensive team. They defend well. That's what they pride themselves on. But you still have an older forward. You haven't found a way to replace or bring in a new young guy. You still got Inter Valencia up top. And wasn't threatening enough for me. But this is a team that we know can play. It's a young team. It's a good group. It's talented. So now, can they find a way to bounce back from this? Because they were expecting at least a point out of that game. Can they bounce back? And I guess I'm not too worried about any South American team right now from CONMEBOL, only because it's the first game. You know what I mean? Once we get into the second game, we start seeing what happened. Then now it's a must-win the last game. Then I get worried. But right now, this is a good enough team to get out of this group.
Yeah. I would say bad game as well, and it's really maybe the last 10 or 15 minutes where it got away from them, where they got a little loose, and Ivory Coast brought on some talented players. Amad Diallo didn't even start, came on and made a difference. I mean, that kind of talent that they have at their disposal. What I think is interesting for Ecuador is that they don't score a lot of goals either.
No.
So when they got their good chances and they didn't hit the back of the net, you're thinking, where are we going to get any more? Because we just don't create that many. So even when they play Curaçao, I feel like if they're going to be one of the third-place teams with only 3 points, because beating Germany is going to be a tall task, they're going to need to run up the score, but they're not a team that runs up the score. So goal difference could really play into this, and it's going to be interesting to see how they approach that. I think they're going to be going all out, but Curaçao can show you they can hit you on the counter. So it's going to be an interesting game and how they try to manage the rest of the group.
And then finally, last CONMEBOL team that we've seen play, Paraguay, of course, the 4-1 loss to the U.S. men's national team. Tony, for you, for Paraguay, was that just a bad game, or you think there's a big problem here for this side?
I think there's a bigger problem. Jimmy will tell you from our Call It What You Want conversations, I just have not been high on Paraguay right from the start. I just don't see it in this group. We saw them against the U.S. a couple months ago, right? They don't sell me on much. Okay, they were staunch defensively, right? That's what Gustavo Alfaro wanted to work on this group, but I don't see a lot in this group. For me, it's a concern, especially now with Australia beating Turkey in that group, which maybe was a little bit of a surprise to some people, not to the Australians for sure. I would be concerned if I'm Paraguay right now.
Yeah. Marcelo, what are you thinking?
Done. They're done. They don't have enough to get out of that group. Watching them play with Enciño, he's half, not 100%. Almiron's a shell of what he was when he was at Newcastle. So I look at Paraguay and I just say, this is a team that I don't see how they're going to beat Australia. I don't see how they're going to beat the United States. Turkey. So I don't see it. I don't see where they're going to find that all of a sudden it's going to click in. People found their weakness. When you press them and you repress them, they struggle. They couldn't find the spaces in between the lines. They got a goal, yes. Okay, great. 3-0. The U.S. let down a little bit. But overall, I don't see where the goals are going to come from, only because Almiron has pulled himself so wide. We're used to seeing him a little bit more fluid in the middle and able to attack. He's pulling himself a little wider. Insigne's coming into the midfield. That's not his strength. He's getting the ball in the midfield, so he's got no one to play to up front. So I would say this team's pretty much done.
Jimmy, do you give them any redeeming factors?
Yes, because you lean on their history in World Cup qualifying. They played 18 games in qualifying. They gave up 10 goals. They beat Brazil. They beat Argentina. They've got a nice track record with all the same players that we're talking about. They didn't just have a bad game. They had a terrible game. They were awful in pretty much every facet of it, and we were in complete control, and I absolutely loved it. So more of that, please, from our perspective. But for Paraguay, where are they going to squeeze out those opportunities to really put their stamp on things? I just don't know where they're going to get it from, as you guys are mentioning as well. I find it interesting that their preparation for the tournament was so poor. Like, we played Senegal and Germany. So we go into it going, those are two really good opponents. They're going to ask us some questions. They played Nicaragua. That was it. That was their tune-up for the World Cup. And they won that one 4-0. It was a great send-off. The fireworks were amazing. But I don't think they sharpened their teeth enough to be prepared for the eventualities of what a World Cup looks like. They were not sharp in the game, and I don't know if they're going to be able to turn it around in a week. But we're going to have to wait and see, because they got a big one against Turkey next.
Yeah, we'll wait and see also how the final two remaining CONMEBOL teams shape up. Argentina is in action today against Algeria. Colombia taking on Uzbekistan on Wednesday. We are going to take a quick break here, though, on Morning Footy 48 Nations. More coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, with the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman,
All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into Morning Footy. 48 nations. Well, Cabo Verde's stunning goalless draw yesterday against World Cup favorites Spain made the tiny African nation the early darlings of the tournament, earning them their first ever World Cup point. The draw is one of the most surprising results in recent memory and stands alongside some of the most memorable surprises in World Cup history. And of course, social media was popping off yesterday after this huge win. Of course, fans were out celebrating, but there was also a surprise animal that was part of the celebrations. Look at this little goat being held up. I don't know where the goat came from.
Is that Vocinia?
Oh, it's two goats. Here we go.
That's Vocinia the goat.
That's Vocinia.
This is amazing. I don't know where they got goats from. This is incredible here. And along with Cabo Verde fans out in the streets celebrating with goats, aka Vocinia, they were celebrating with police out in Boston. They were getting in on the action. I mean, how could you not celebrate this amazing match and result? Tony, can you pull out those moves?
No, but I'm happy for Vocinia the goat, that's for sure.
Love that. Now, of course, he is the biggest story here. So here's a little story of him. His name translates to Little Grandma in Portuguese. And during yesterday's broadcast of the match, Casa TV, which is the biggest media platform over in Brazil, started telling viewers to follow him because they thought that his name was funny. And so his Instagram jumped from 50K followers before the match started to around 1.7 million in just a few minutes. His incredible performance helped boost Cabo Verde and them moving forward in this tournament. And now he is at over 7 million followers as of this morning.
That's amazing.
Which is absolutely
well deserved.
incredible.
Come on, we can get him to 10 million.
Get him to 10.
Let's get him to 10.
Guys, give it another hour or two. I bet it's jumped to 8 in the last hour since we've been here. And what started out as a joke over in Brazil, truly a worldwide sensation. But listen, our own Jimmy Conrad actually looked into his crystal ball ahead of the match yesterday morning and supported Vocinia before he introduced himself to the world.
Playing in their first World Cup. So it's a really special story. I just think he's going to have a lot of work to do. So I wanted to give him a shout out because maybe there's an opportunity for him to stand on his head, maybe similar to the Australia goalkeeper Pat Beach, which keeps them in it. And the longer they can stay in it, they can dream that maybe it's possible to pull off an upset. But he's going to be a big reason why if they have any chance at it. But 40 years old, getting his World Cup debut is pretty remarkable.
Jimmy, where'd you pull that out of?
Prediction God status confirmed. Absolutely nailed that. You're welcome, everybody.
Doing your research
no, I did
of
course. Yeah, I read about them, and I actually was really impressed with their qualifying. I mean, they outlasted Cameroon over 10 games, and I thought that really demonstrated a type of maturity and an evolution of their team that they could be a force to be reckoned with. And so you're going to need to have a hot goalkeeper to win any game of consequence, and he stood on his head. He legitimately stood on his head and made some huge saves. So really excited for him, and for all the acclaim and support that he's getting now is really special for him and for the country.
Right now, out of all the matches that we've seen so far, SofaScore has him as the top-rated goalkeeper for his performance.
I could feel it before the game.
Ooh.
Yeah, no surprise. He was really good. He mentioned, they asked him about being 40 years old. He said, well, I didn't start my professional career until I was 25. I'm like, but you're still 40. That's right. But incredible performance. So bravo, Vocinia. Bravo. Yeah.
Big claps for him. Well, let's bring in former Cabo Verde player George Santos into the conversation. George, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Of course, we need to talk about this huge performance for Cabo Verde yesterday. What were your thoughts after we got to see that match yesterday?
No word, speechless. But first thing is very, very proud of country and players, what we achieved yesterday. But like it's been said earlier on, the qualification to beat Cameroon and to finish top of the group and get qualified for the first time for a competition like the World Cup. Amazing for a small country like us.
George, when you're going through this game, so many of us were watching this and always thinking like the other shoe was going to drop, right? Spain was going to get a goal. Like, what was your thinking? Let's say 70 minutes into this one when you're watching it. How it's clearly you're proud at that point that it's 0-0, but I imagine they were still a little bit more concerned with this Spanish side.
Well, definitely. Everybody knows the Spanish team, you know, what a fantastic team they do have, you know, players all top. But, you know, the first, I would say, the 70 minutes, I was confident, nervous, but confident because Spain didn't play the typical game with high intensity, particularly with the speed on the wide areas. But as soon as Lamal came on, you could see a little bit different, but we're still on top of how to defend, resilience, attitude, character. I was confident, but obviously the last 5 minutes and at the time, I get more and more nervous. But then at the whistle blow, my first thing is just to call my parents in Marseille, in France. And we cried. We cried.
That's incredible. So I've got a quote here from midfielder Laros Duarte, who said after the game, "Today our focus was on defense, but we can show in other games how good we are with the ball." You've got Uruguay up next. Is that a game where you think we're going to see a little bit more of the ball from Cape Verde?
I do think so. We're capable to do it. And unfortunately, we didn't show it at the last African Cup, but on the qualification, we did it. And then the quarterfinal, we went to the quarterfinal African Cup in 2023, and we showed to everybody how good we were. And we can do it. And I'm 200% behind the club, the team. Yeah, sorry. We're going to do it, for sure. It's going to be tough, but it's not the Uruguay like it used to be, but still very, very good players. But I'm positive with the team, and I'm sure the coach will know how to set up his team. Obviously, the first thing is to recover very, very well after a long game in the heat, but we will do it. I'll be happy with 1-0. I'll be happy.
I bet you would.
We all would.
That's more tears, I think.
George, real quick, when you look at first-time qualifying and what it can do for a country, now when you go into a World Cup, when you saw this group, what were the expectations of this country getting there? What were the expectation for Cabo for the next 3 games before you got to the World Cup?
To be honest, confidence. Because it's our nature. We got no fear from anybody. Obviously, Spain yesterday, but now we got 2 games to make sure we finish second or maybe top of the group. Who knows, you know? But obviously, Spain, I think we should qualify and then us to finish second because we got the players to do it. And then plus, as you mentioned earlier, we got our goalkeeper. For me, man of the match yesterday, he's been unbelievable. So then we got some players come from the bench. We got some Logan Costa as well. He's just coming back from injuries. Is a plus. He's going to have to bring some experience as well, despite his young age, playing the top league in Spain, in Villarreal. We're totally confident. Confidence, 200%. That's our nature.
George, it's great stuff. As an ex-player, if the manager, Bubista, I love that he's got one name. He goes by one name.
Amazing.
Called you today and said, hey, I need you to come into this dressing room and speak to these guys before their next match. What would you say to them?
Just keep going. Just keep going. Play the game as you know. Enjoy it as much as you can because this is the better competition in the world. And what we done yesterday, there's nothing much to do. Just playing the same way, obviously offensively this time, obviously, to get the 3 points and to get qualified. There's not much to say, to be honest. And Bobista, the manager, we have probably a few words, but knowing the experience from Ryan Mendes, the captain, Vozinha, Stopira, and some others, confidence. The confidence is even higher now. And the fans will be behind us even more.
All right, George, let's talk. No. I'm really curious about Bobista. I'm fascinated by the discipline that the team had, how he set them up to have success. I think what everybody needs to know, if you hadn't heard this stat, they only gave up 1 foul yesterday. That's the least amount of fouls in a World Cup game since 1966, which really speaks to their positional discipline, because they knew that if they gave up set pieces, it was just going to be a longer game, made more dangerous opportunities for Spain. Talk to us about Babista a little bit and how special he is as a coach.
I know a little bit, but, what he's done the last African Cups and the qualification for the World Cup is amazing job. Amazing. He's very, very speaking, the players is behind him. He's got all the confidence from the players, and plus with some experienced players is a plus. But he's a nice man. He likes to laugh, but when he's serious, and you could see that in the game when he was stood up on the sideline. He's no shouting. He's always positive when he's talking. The players are very, very happy and confident about his ability to manage a team.
Well, the criticism of the expanded format was that the matches would be diluted, that we would see some boring matches. Well, Caboeira said, yeah, I don't really know about that. Yeah. George, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day. Thank you. You too. All right, well, we are going to take a quick break here on Morning Footy 48 Nations. More coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Being a cadet in Starfleet Academy means being open to the people around you.
I've spent my whole life getting away from stuff, letting someone in. That's hard.
I want to be captain. I need to be captain.
I owe you something. It is coming just for you.
Well, the World Cup isn't the only big competition going on this summer. LG Channel's World Pup has transformed rescue puppies into international soccer stars. 12 participating shelters across the country supplied the stars of the show as they represented some of the favorites in the World Cup. At the very center of all the action, our very own Jimmy Conrad acting as the referee. So now we are happy to be joined by some very special guests on set with Orion
she saw the red lights.
Yeah. Oh, she's ready for her debut. Yeah. Straight from Connecticut Humane Society. So Nato and Orion are 3-month-old mixed breed puppies who will probably mature around 24 pounds or less. They were brought to us from a local animal shelter. Absolute sweethearts, as we will get to see. You heard a little bit of them whimpering and whining here as they're excited to be making their morning footy debut and TV debut here. So this is part of the Connecticut Humane Society. So if anybody is interested in adopting one of these two cute little pups or any other little pups, go to cthumane.org/adopt to check out.
I'm going with the dog. This is NATO.
Everybody check Marcelo and Tony's bags because you might hear a couple coming out. I know.
Honestly,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just fit them in your pocket. They're so small.
So Jimmy, you got to be a referee.
I was the referee of World Cup. It was fantastic. There were 8 teams of 6 dogs on each team, and you should go check out lgchannels.com to see how it all goes. There's 4 episodes, and it was a lot of fun. I was around 48 puppies for 12 hours, and it was a dream come true. It was fun to be a part of it, and not only for the puppies. All 48 were adoptable, but also behind the scenes, you get to see how hard these...
She's complaining about refereeing.
That's fair. I only had to give out 1 yellow card throughout the tournament. But
for what? What happened? What was the behavior?
It was like persistent infringement. I tried to say, hey, listen, you can't bite people out here, and they didn't listen. And
honestly, Jimmy, you are the perfect person to be a referee.
I appreciate that.
You really are. Did you get down on the ground?
Yes.
Some
of the rules are different in World Pup. Like, you can just decide to urinate wherever you want at any point, so that's one. You can just lay down when you're tired. There's no subs. You just lay down.
Yeah.
That's always fun. And
no water breaks for them? Or
there's no hydration breaks, actually. Yeah, they actually had to fight it out and work it. But it was an incredible event, and it was just cool to see that LG partnered with so many rescue operations. 12 of them across the country came out and helped with their puppies, and we got 2 of them here. So adopt these beautiful dogs.
Do you know if any of the dogs that you worked with got adopted?
I believe the majority of them got adopted.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a really...
How do you not? These can't last till the end of the show. They have to have a home by the end of the show.
So fun fact, Heidi Klum, she was shooting at a soundstage not too far from us, came in and wanted to know what was happening, and was on the phone with her husband. Can we get one? Can we get one? Can we get one? And she ended up getting one of them. Yeah, awesome. So that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, they were a big attraction.
Imagine you come inside a room, 48 puppies.
48
How
puppies.
the heck do you pick which one you're taking home?
They all have their unique personalities. Yeah. And the 48 different breeds as well.
Wow.
So, there were some mixes as well. It was really special, and it was fun to be a part of it. And I'm grateful to LGTV for bringing me along.
I think NATO just said, you don't look like Heidi Klum.
That's for sure. Said, I do not. I do not.
How did everything turn out with the filming and everything?
I can't spoil who got to the final, but there was a dog named Christiana Pulisic that was a big star throughout this and potentially maybe led the U.S. on a deep run. That's all I'm going to say. That's enough. I've said enough.
Was there a Marcelo Balboa?
Ooh, there wasn't, but that would have been a good one to have.
Cute,
absolutely.
Claudia.
Or a little Mauricio Pochettino? These are bad. These are bad and dirty at the same time.
Bad.
But we'll allow it for World Cup.
Claudia, I don't know how they got to hold the puppies and not us over here.
I'm waiting
What
for
are we
you
doing?
I don't. Which one is this one?
This is
That's NATO.
NATO. So NATO doesn't like Tony, but I think he'll like you.
Hi, NATO. You can see the,
she's
the
already,
difference in size.
She's already
between
wanting to run to
Tony's
me.
hands and my hands holding this puppy. Hi, cutie.
Oh, so fluffy.
Oh.
Well, I think we're going to put them to
I'm
the
not
test and put their knowledge to the test. Thank you. And see
Yeah, one
who they think
episode is
gonna win the
already
world.
out, but there's
Okay.
3 more to go.
Love it.
So you can go to lgchannels.com or you can go to LGTV and they have their own special World Pup channel. It's really cool. They should go check it out. It's built off a Puppy Bowl, right? The Super Bowl had the Puppy Bowl. And so we got this. World Pup.
Someone in our comments actually put Pup Guardiola.
I love that.
You guys are coming up with some
well
great
played.
ones.
Good one.
Good one.
I
All
love
right.
that.
So I think we do some predictions.
Are you ready?
Ooh, we're doing predictions.
I think we're doing predictions.
Ooh,
but
okay,
hold on.
okay.
The puppies are doing some
All right.
predictions. So who do we have first? Everybody, let's come over to the corner. So we are going to have, which one do you have?
I have NATO.
You have NATO. So I think it's NATO who is going to pick France
Okay,
versus
NATO.
Senegal.
No pressure.
NATO, who do you think is going to win?
You got this. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Get in there.
Wait. Wait.
France.
That was a.
Oh.
We might have a draw here. We might have a draw.
All right. I think we win a draw.
I know, he just misses me.
Hi.
Maybe it'll
All right,
be
we got a draw today.
Bradley Barcola tying up this game.
Geez.
All right, let's get Marcelo. Let's have Orion do the next. You're gonna have to let the puppy go at some point.
Right.
England, Croatia. Wow, this is
Let's
a lot of pressure.
do England versus Croatia and see what Orion is thinking here.
You know who to pick, right? All right. All right, here we go. Oh.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
England or Croatia?
Uh-oh.
Go get him. Go get him.
There's food over there.
Where's the food?
Go pick.
The food.
Oh, you're getting there.
Uh-oh.
Could this be another draw?
We might need some help.
Come on. Come on, we're going to help you.
Oh.
I'm back here. I'm back here. Food.
They said no England. No England.
Come here.
Which one are we picking, Orion?
So cute.
Yeah, I think let's move.
Hey, we got Croatia.
Well done.
We'll say Croatia.
Are we saying Croatia? I think we're saying
Tip the card. That's enough. That's enough.
Croatia.
I think we're saying Croatia.
Well done, Marcelo.
I had to help a little bit. Sorry.
I love it.
How are we holding up over here?
He's gonna get another
with this
chance.
Little one?
NATO's hungry. He's ready to pick a winner.
You're ready to pick a winner? Who do we
you go,
have
Jimmy.
next? We're going to pick 2 more games here.
Hey.
Oh my.
All right, who do we have next? Is there another game?
Tony's
Yes.
getting anxious. He wants
We got
to
Mexico,
pick.
South Korea.
South Korea. Here we go.
Okay.
An important one, NATO.
All right, so the next game that we're going to pick is one happening on Thursday,
you got
Mexico versus South Korea.
There you go. Oh, close that gate, okay?
Jump in, Tone.
Tone, you go in.
Come here, NATO. Come on.
Oh.
Don't remember who our rival is.
Come here. Come here. Here.
No, that's.
Tony.
Hold on, right here. Oh! There you go. Ready? You go. Oh, that's
No.
it. Whoa. One last one.
Okay, he is the size of your
I
foot,
got you. I think we're at a draw.
He's the size of your
Tony's foot
He's
is
so
bigger.
Cute.
All right, so
I think we got a 0-0 draw on that one.
0-0?
All right.
Yeah.
0-0?
I think so.
No.
I mean,
Well
very
done, NATO.
possible.
I love that.
Well, we said tie. Let's go 2-2.
Okay.
Some goals. We want some goals.
Sure.
We want some goals.
Oh, I love this. Okay, we're going to have one more game, so let's set that up. But someone in the YouTube comments said morning puppy instead of morning footy.
Oh, that's nice.
What do you think?
Like
Are
that
we allowed to keep the dogs for the rest of the show?
Do we have a home yet for these pups? We need a home.
Has
Yours,
anyone
Tony.
adopted them yet?
I don't know. Have they been
My
adopted
wife was
yet?
here to
They have
give
not
the
been
first, both
adopted.
of them.
Listen, everybody, you know what to do. Okay? Look how sweet.
Are we doing that, Jimmy?
Yeah, U.S. Australia. Here we go.
Go.
You know what to do. You know what to do.
Yeah, look how
Sell the
Let's
dogs
get these
to everyone.
puppies adopted. All right. And then I'm going to go over here and take Orion to see U.S. Australia. There's only one choice here, Orion. You know what to do.
Orion, don't let us down here, please. Orion, don't let us down.
Don't let us down.
Come on. Oh, no. The Australians would be happy.
See what happens when I give it to
Jimmy, your butt's in the shot.
Maybe NATO has a different idea.
Well, I've been working out. So
Orion.
Oh, wait, switch sides. What do we got? What do we got?
A Ricardo puppy equalizer for the U.S. maybe?
Wow, that's a good one, Ricardo Puppy.
They can't be bothered with the food. They just
No.
want to be held
They
by
want out.
Tony and Jimmy and Marcelo.
Come here.
They're too cute.
Come here.
Yeah, good.
So sweet.
Wow.
Love
Beautiful.
that. All right,
Find him a
guys.
home. Find him a home.
Well, don't forget you can catch Jimmy Conrad, aka referee, in the LG Channel's World Pup series, which has transformed rescue puppies into international soccer stars. 12 participating shelters across the country supplied the stars of the show as they represented some of the favorites in the World Cup. And of course, all the animals showcased are up for adoption, including at the CT Humane Society. So make sure you visit cthumane.org/adopt to check out all the current available pets, including these two little ones, NATO and Orion.
This one's been adopted. I'm taking her.
We'll be back with more Morning Footy 48 Nations on the other side, guys.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Dude, when I heard that Christian was gonna do a documentary, I thought he doesn't talk that much. He's not really that outgoing. Like, what kind of content are you gonna get for this thing?
Honestly, I was surprised. He's the kind of person who's, I would say, quiet.
What do you think?
Oh, man. I mean, his journey is worth documenting, but him as a person, he doesn't really let people in so much. I feel he still got so many things he keep inside himself, you know, and he doesn't want to show.
But, you know, once you get to know him, you know, he's just one of the boys. He wants to talk shit. He wants to be competitive and just be able to, like, be himself.
Pulisic, a 9-part docu-series available on Paramount Plus, gives you a behind-the-scenes look into the life and story of U.S. star Christian Pulisic. It's one of several doc-series on Paramount Plus, including You Don't Know Where I'm From, Dog, the story of Clint Dempsey, and Billion Dollar Goal, a 3-part docu-series focused on the biggest game-changing moment in American soccer history. You can watch all 3 documentaries exclusively on Paramount Plus. We're going to take a quick break now. More Morning Footy 48 Nations coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I I make it in the UFC octagon? When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready? Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Morning Footy 48 Nations. Well, here are NATO and Orion. I think eventually jumps in there trying to see who wins between USA versus Australia, but we couldn't see because Jimmy's butt was in the middle of the way. You know, if I'm being honest, I think they did pick Australia, but for our sake, we're going to say that they didn't and that they went for a draw here. But they were incredible here. So we're going with, it'll be a tie. That's what it ended up with. But here's a look at some other social media moments.
Wow.
Here, LAPD.
Okay.
Getting some touches.
All right.
Look at that.
Okay.
I mean, that's no ordinary cop. That's someone who...
Hey.
Opa!
Anybody here can do that?
Yeah.
Anyone here good with juggling?
So this is what I used to say when people ask me to do tricks. Like, if you don't do it in a game, why would I practice it at home?
Yeah.
So I just worked on, that was
You're
my,
like, no, I play soccer.
that was my way out of that.
All right, well, we've got Lisa Carlin back in. You guys have already seen her because we all got to hang out with the dogs together in the last segment. But Lisa, you do have the headlines for us now. So what do you have for us? Do you have some more?
I have
do you have some dog
headlines
puns?
and news. No more dogs, though.
No more
Maybe
dogs.
later. But they are still adoptable. See if you can get them. Go on that website. Let's get you caught up on all the news happening in some of yesterday's action we haven't touched on yet, including Belgium. They earned a draw against Egypt yesterday with Romelu Lukaku coming off the bench and making an instant impact, forcing an Egypt own goal just seconds after stepping onto the pitch to help the Belgians earn a 1-1 draw against the Egyptians. Last night, Iran earned a 2-2 draw against New Zealand with Mohamed Mohibi scoring a 64th-minute equalizer. And as you take a look at some of the scores from yesterday, yes, you are reading this right. For the first time since 1958, exactly 68 years ago to the day, all 4 of yesterday's matches ended in a draw. Let's move over to some injury news and England, as they have lost a potential starting defender just one day before starting their World Cup campaign. Tino Livramento has been forced to withdraw from the World Cup with an injury. The Newcastle defender picked up a calf injury in training, and he has now been replaced on the England squad by Trevor Chalobah, a natural central defender who can also play in the right back position. Jimmy, why do you think Thomas Tuchel calls up Chalobah as the replacement instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah, it makes me think that they are maybe flirting with a back 3 with some wing backs, so that would be one way to look at it. I know that Trent Alexander-Arnold, he moved from Liverpool to Real Madrid, and I don't know if the move has been great for him. I don't think it's been great for Liverpool either. I think they really missed him last season. So it's a bit of a surprise, I guess, in some ways, especially when somebody gets hurt. But then when you bring in another center back, it just feels like they may be leaning to having 3 of those types of players. And you have Reece James, who can get up and down on that channel. So ultimately, I'm not surprised, but I guess I am still surprised because Trent Alexander-Arnold has so much talent, especially going forward.
Well, we go from some injury news over to some transfer news involving one of the better stories at the World Cup. New Zealand defender Tim Payne has become a social media sensation during the World Cup, and he has parlayed that newfound notoriety into a transfer. According to multiple reports, Payne will join Paraguayan side Olympia in a transfer move after the World Cup. The 32-year-old defender is currently with Australian A-League side, but he has apparently landed a new club to go with the 6 million social media followers he added after being labeled the least recognizable soccer player at the World Cup. We go from a player lining up a new job to some coaches doing the exact same thing. French side Lens has hired Dino Topmuller as their new manager. Leicester City has named Russell Martin as their new manager. And Bruce Arena has signed a contract extension with the San Jose Earthquakes. And Tunisia has hired Hervé Renard as their new head coach. The French coach has replaced Sabri Lamouchi, who was fired after Tunisia's 5-1 World Cup loss to Sweden. Renard coached Saudi Arabia at the last World Cup and most recently served as head coach of the Saudi Arabia. Tunisia takes on Japan and the Netherlands in their remaining matches. Tony, this is big news this morning, but how tough is it for a new head coach to come to a team in the middle of a tournament? They're only 1 game down through this group stage.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do it. We saw every coach do this in African nations, but this is incredible. 4 managers have done it. Bor Milutinovic, these are guys that have coached 3 different national teams consecutively. Bor did it from 86 through 02 with Mexico, Croatia, U.S., Nigeria. I think he came in late to the Nigerian cycle, right, if I'm not mistaken, but it wasn't at the World Cup. And he did China in 2002. My old coach, Carlos Alberto Pereira, did this a couple times. Gus Hiddink has done it, and now is it Hervé or is it Hervé Renard? A good-looking gentleman, I can tell you that. But
the chest hair is going to be on full display. I just want one little extra button.
Morocco, Saudi Arabia, now Tunisia in this World Cup, and it's a Tunisian side now. It's 2 games in a row, including their last warm-up game against Belgium. Gave up 5 goals in each one of those. So not going in the right direction right now. But Jimmy, I don't know how you would take over now, but this is a guy that's a well-traveled manager over the last 10 seasons or 10 years with multiple teams, even on the women's side. So he's used to coming in and putting out fires. So maybe that's why they went with him.
You think he's the right guy to turn things around? I mean, do you think things can turn around? I mean, what do you even do taking over? You're already in the middle of the group stage.
Their next 2 opponents, too, are very difficult. When Japan and Netherlands, he's going to have to simplify it. Yeah. Anytime a coach comes in, even at the club level, you don't go in there and try to make anything too complex. I think he's just going to make it as efficient as possible. Hey, we want to do this one thing on the attacking side of the ball. We want to do this one thing on the defensive side of the ball. And then on the intangibles, how can we just maybe our communication could be better and how they want to move, maybe some team shape stuff. And that's it. You just don't have that much time.
Why do you not fire the coach before the World Cup? Why do you fire him after the first game? What can this guy do in 2 weeks maybe? Because he's going to have 2 more games or another week. What can he do to help this team? This is what I understand when you're a federation. You fire a guy right in the middle of the first game, and now what message are you sending your team? That's what I don't understand. I mean, you've got 2 hard games, you got difficult games, you tactically have to prepare, you have to get these guys ready to play, and they're not easy games. If they were okay games, I get it, but to me it makes no sense. Let them run through, fire them at the end, or hire somebody new before the World Cup.
I mean, they lost to Belgium 5-0.
Yeah.
But that was their last tune-up game. They lose 5-1 in this one to Sweden. It seemed like they played a formation, from what I hear from the journalists from that country, that they just played a formation that they hadn't even practiced before. They're putting players in positions that they had never played before, and it just feels like that coach panicked, and he got the axe.
Yeah, we can't even say easy opponents. Cabo Verde holding Spain scoreless, Saudi Arabia 1-1 Uruguay, so truly no one really is an easy opponent in this tournament. All right, well, before we go to break, we got Morning Footy trivia, so let's take a look at what our trivia question is for the day. It is: Senegal's win over France in 2002 is one of the all-time great World Cup upsets. Which other African nation defeated France at the 2022 tournament? So I'll let you guys think and ponder on that while we take a quick break here on Morning Footy. 48 nations, more coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Champions take the pitch for the first time in this year's World Cup on Tuesday evening when they take on Algeria and Kansas City. As with every champion, the question is, can Argentina go back-to-back? It's not easy. In fact, it might be nearly impossible based on history. In the 22 editions of the World Cup, there have only been 2 back-to-back winners. Italy captured the title in 1934 and then again in 1938. Brazil was the last team to do it in 1958 and 1962. However, when both of those teams won their second trophy, it was on their home continent. France has come the closest in recent tournaments, winning in 2018, but then losing in an epic 2022 final. We asked Jimmy, Tony, and Marcelo, can Argentina break the trend and go back-to-back?
All right, thanks, Claudia, for that. So, Marcelo, let's get right into it. Can they go back-to-back? How difficult is it to go back-to-back?
They can, but it's very difficult. Listen, this team was motivated in Qatar. Let's be honest. You can see it the way Messi let them out. Everybody was fighting for the GOAT of soccer to win this. And you could see when they fought, they played. Messi got to do a few things. Hunger. You've already won the big trophy. Is the hunger the same it was there? 4 years older. You're 4 years older. Everybody's coming after you. Everybody's going to play you differently. I think they can, but it's going to be very, very difficult.
All right, the last repeat champion of the World Cup was Brazil, 1958, 1962. Tone, so give me 3 reasons as to why they will not go back-to-back.
Yeah, so I had the tough task, right, of figuring out why they won't go back-to-back.
Was it that tough, though?
The first one is what you just spoke about, right? The fact that this hasn't been done since 58-62 by Brazil. And history tells us, especially the way the world football game has advanced in so many different countries, that it makes it even more difficult now. So I'm going to go as my number 1 reason, history is against them right now. Number 2, and I think this is the biggest one with this team, they have yet to replace Angel Di Maria. We know he's retired from the national team. I don't think people realize how special this guy was. If you go to Copa America, the 2 Copa Americas that they lost against Chile, remember, he went out with injuries in the first half, completely changed the game, right? Completely changed the way that they play. This guy didn't, because of Lionel Messi, and rightly so, I don't think that this guy ever really got the flowers, and Marcelo could tell us better as an Argentinian fan, that he deserved. Certainly he was recognized as a great player, but Messi, no doubt, was the focal point.
And then before you move on, hold on, before we get number 3, is there a like-for-like replacement?
No.
Right, so that's an issue.
That's the biggest problem that this team has had, is Di Maria scored in big games. I mean, Copa America finals, the World Cup final, and they haven't found that outlet on the left side that's dangerous, that can draw attention. Now it's just Messi. So we were talking about, that's probably the biggest downfall they've had in 4 years.
Yeah, and then the third one is what Marcelo kind of alluded to. Two Copa Americas and a World Cup. Everybody was playing for Messi. There was energy, right? And everything was around Messi. And there's no doubt that they still respect him in that way. Will there be the same sort of fight for Messi, or is it now like we're fighting for the Argentinian jersey like they always have? But I don't know that the effect is exactly the same right now. It's just so hard, as we know, to always be at the top. Right? We've seen it time and time again. Teams that get to the top, I just go, I look at this team, and again, I think I had the harder of the 2 tasks to tell you why they wouldn't win, because it's hard to find sort of faults in this particular group. They know how to win. That's a massive plus. But I just think it's really, really difficult for this side to think that they're going to do it again. But if someone wants to convince me, like I think you're about to,
that's my turn. Nice segue.
I could buy into it, I'm sure.
Well, we'll see. We'll get to see what the comments say as well. Thank you for watching on our YouTube channel. All right, so here are my 3 reasons as to why I think Argentina will go back-to-back. And the first one's Lionel Messi. Now, you talked about kind of all the players around him and not having maybe the same impact or effect. I'm going to stick with him in particular. In the last World Cup, they played 7 games. He had 7 goals and 3 assists. That's 10 goal contributions over those 7 games, more than any other player. Yep. He's the only player in history in that last World Cup to score in the round of 16, the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final in one competition. Absolutely ridiculous. And he had 5 Man of the Match awards. It's never been done in one single World Cup. The guy knows how to play the game, and I expect him to step up when it matters the most. I know he maybe is coming from an injury, so we'll see where he is at percentage-wise, but we're hearing from Scaloni, the coach, that he should be good to go. And then number 2, we didn't really talk about this player, but Emi Martinez is going to be massive. He made so many big saves in the 2022 World Cup. He made that big save at the end of the World Cup final before penalties on Kolo Muani. I mean, that was clutch, and he has that clutch gene. So even if they get into the knockout rounds, and they will, and they get into penalties, he's a guy that you know that can trust to make the big play.
Still a little bit of an injury concern, right, with him coming back right now. So broken fingers. So that's
he's gonna play though.
That's it. No doubt about it.
But how hard is it to play with broken fingers?
He's a madman. Well, for a goalkeeper, it's probably harder to play with a broken finger than if you're a defender or forward. Just saying.
Just saying. All right. I just wanted to know that. And then the last reason would be experience. They have won the last 3 major tournaments they've been in. They won 2 Copa Americas. They won the World Cup. We've heard from their players throughout the lead up into this tournament that when it matters the most, when the game gets the most intense, is when they step up the most, that they're prepared for it. They know what it feels like, what it tastes like, and they know how to make the plays that end up making the difference. And experience goes a very long way. So, Cello, your thoughts on who you going with? Back-to-back, or who made the better argument?
If I don't go back-to-back, my dad would kill me. He would kill me being Argentine and all my friends. But no, listen, I know how difficult it is, but they're still one of the favorites. You still have one of the best players in the world who can still bring the magic. And when you're on the field, you're going to draw attention. So that means other guys are going to be open. Defensively, Otamendi, you look at this team a little older, but they're experienced. But you're also playing a few extra games this World Cup. So I don't know if they're deep enough to say, yes, they can get there. But when you look at this team, there's not much change that you're going to see from the last World Cup to this World Cup. And maybe, like I said, it all depends how much motivation they have to play for that 10 to repeat.
Yeah, I guess Di Maria would be the big difference here. Bringing in Thiago Almada, who has shown he's got ability, but not maybe the same type of ability.
Paz, everybody's talking about Paz right now.
Nico Paz is very good.
So, but I look at this and I look at that back line and you say solid, but Otamendi's the one you're looking at that he is a little older. He's a little slower. So, and you know, if you're going to win a championship, you've got to be solid in the back.
Yeah, I guess the only thing too, and I think you brought this up, Tones, was the fact that they now have 4 more years of mileage on their legs. And they have a target on their back, which makes it doubly hard.
Otamendi for sure. Cuti Romero, this is a guy that, plays on the edge all the time, right? And he's always going to bring energy. So cover for Otamendi. Montiel just continues to do the job for them. Lisandro Martinez, I think, such a smart player. You can go line by line here, and this team's incredible. Right, I just think it could be difficult because we haven't seen repeat winners time and time again. They're going to be somewhere there in the end. There's no doubt about it. If it's a World Cup final, I don't know. If it's a semifinal, I don't know. But they're going to be in and around winning a World Cup, right? It's going to be, again, you mentioned Emi Martinez in 2022. That's a margin. Right, that's one play that keeps France from winning back-to-back. You see how difficult it is, right? So I don't know. If they win it in the end, I don't think we'll be surprised. And if they don't end up winning a second one and if France wins again or somebody else, again, I don't think we'll be surprised.
Okay, so Marcelo, we're getting a comment about the lead up to the World Cup, that Argentina hasn't played maybe the most difficult schedule to be as sharp as possible. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, they're playing games. They know what they're doing. This is, yes, you would rather see them play bigger games and test themselves. But I also know that this team doesn't want to take a chance of getting someone like Messi hurt or somebody else. So I look at this group and say, you know what you have. How much experience do you have on that field? Do you really need to go play in England or Germany right up to the lead-up? I don't think so.
All right, there's another comment here. It's about Scaloni. And he says, in Lionel Scaloni, we trust. How much trust do you now give this manager who clearly has demonstrated he knows what he's doing?
It's a manager that no one knew would be there, right? And all of a sudden, this is the guy that put him on the top of the mountain, right? This is the guy that got over hills that no other manager could do in Copa America with Messi. They clearly trust him, right? He's got Messi on his side, if you will, right? A guy that he's going to lean on. He has said through this whole process, 3.5 years, whatever Lionel Messi wants to do, because there was a conversation that Messi wouldn't play in the World Cup. I think we all kind of assumed it's in America. He was always going to play in this World Cup one last time, especially going out with the injury in Copa America the last time around here in the U.S. So, he knows how to push the right buttons for this Argentinian side, like probably we haven't seen ever with the Argentinian national team, based on the fact that they've just won 3 major trophies in this short a period of time.
I wonder if they can do 4. All right, we got one more comments here, and it is, their squad is just built different.
No doubt.
Yeah. And so I guess I could lean into what I had said about them being back-to-back. That experience matters. They just got a little bit of that toughness, mental toughness, that will help them kind of see out different situations where okay, now the tournament has been added. You have that 8th game. You're going up against a team who knows how to win in tough moments, knows how to make plays in tough moments. That goes a long way, Tony.
Yeah, I just wonder, I'm laughing in my head because I'm like, can Messi score in the round of 32 now? Because he did in every other round. But you know what? When you go through any kind of tournament, it doesn't matter. You have to ride the waves, right? Think of the wave they rode. Think about the noise that was around Argentina in 2022 when they lose to Saudi Arabia in that first match. I mean, it's not like losing to a bigger team. And even if it is a bigger team, it's still Argentina losing the first game of the competition. And they just blocked out the noise, right? And Messi put his foot on the pedal a little bit. And they figured out a way to now ride the right wave going into the finals and end up winning the trophy. So when you get in those moments where maybe it doesn't feel right and you get that pit in your stomach about Argentina, they've been through all of this before.
All right, so gonna let you do the vibe meter here,
thanks.
Cello. Heading into this World Cup opener, where do you think they going back to back? They favorites? Where are you on this vibe meter?
I'm gonna go to favorites. I'm not sure back to back, only because of history has shown that it's very difficult to repeat. When you play and you have the motivation to play for a guy like Messi, Scaloni, I'll go with favorites.
All right. Tones, I'm in that same spot. Just back to back is going to be so hard.
Yeah, that's where I would put him right now for sure. But who made a better argument? We did this over dinner last night. So which one are you picking? You've been sitting on the fence.
He's picking yours. If he didn't go back to back, he's picking yours as a favorite.
I want them to go back to back. Don't get me wrong. As an Argentine, I'd love to see the U.S. reach the final. As an American who's played on the U.S. national team, but history has shown. So I got to go with. I'm going to sit on the fence like Tony did earlier.
All right.
It's kind of not go both ways.
Big Tones always sits on the fence. Don't worry about it. All right, so here is SofaScore, the bookies' odds. You can kind of see where they can net out. They look like they're pretty semifinal for sure is looking pretty good for them. Final and then winning only 8%. I'll just read this here. Before their first World Cup game against Algeria, Argentina are touted as the 5th favorite to win the tournament by most bookmakers, behind Spain, France, England, and Portugal. How's everybody feeling about that? Let us know in the comments, because tomorrow we got the big game. Argentina versus Algeria. That is all popping off. That game will kick off at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do in their World Cup opener. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more of the good stuff on Morning Footy.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? Tell me, can you handle it? A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
He's the man who has given PSG the edge. Kylian Mbappe has arrived at the party. 4 goals for Kylian Mbappe, the French international. He's a match winner, a game changer. He quite literally scores for fun. Impossible to stop. All by himself. How on earth do you stop Michael Olise? An artist at work, masterpiece after masterpiece.
World Cup action rolls on this afternoon as Group I takes center stage with France and Senegal, kicking off their World Cup campaigns today, 3 p.m. Eastern. It is a match to watch for sure. So let's preview and talk about it, Jimmy and Tony, because specifically when you look at this French roster and the amount of players that are on it, 5 Champions League winners, you've got Kylian Mbappe, you've got the Ballon d'Or winner. It is stacked. Is this, Tony, the most talented roster at the World Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I'm glad you put it as roster, right? Because we're going to eventually take a look at the starting 11, but this team isn't about the starting 11, right? If it was those 11 players, they could probably go really, really deep. But I think this team here is as deep as any team that maybe we've seen at a World Cup. You're going to see a guy like Ryan Cherky, who this year at Man City was incredible, especially in the second half of the season. That's not going to start a game, right? Desiree Dewey's not going to start a game. Tchouaméni might be in there. Marcus Thuram, who we've seen in Champions League finals win the Scudetto with Inter, right? Guys like this that are coming off the bench that likely would start at most national teams in this World Cup. So I'm glad you put it as roster and not necessarily this starting 11, because I think that if France wins the World Cup, it's going to be about this complete roster.
If France wins the World Cup, they have to get back to a final. You guys just talked about in the last segment Argentina winning back-to-back and really how difficult it is to do that. Well, France in this World Cup, they're looking to make it to their 3rd straight final. Jimmy, how realistic is it that they can make it back to the final?
That'd only be the 3rd country in the history of the competition to get the 3 straight finals. Brazil did it and 94, 98, and 2002, and they won 2 of those 3, and then Germans did it in the 70s, and they only won 1 of those 3. So it's not easy to do, but as Tony rightly suggested and explained, they've got the talent to do it, and they got a manager in Didier Deschamps who knows how to hit and press the right buttons. I'm still marveling at the fact of the last World Cup final when he basically acknowledged that he didn't start the right guys 30 minutes in and subbed 2 players in the 30th minute. That is incredibly bold, and that's somebody that's very confident in acknowledging they made a mistake, rectified it, and almost won that game despite that mistake at the beginning.
Well, you hope managers learn from some of their mistakes, and maybe today in their opening campaign for the World Cup, they picked the right 11 guys. Tony, take us through the projected starting lineup.
Yeah, and this is a guy that knows his team. Obviously, Mike Maignan at AC Milan, I get to watch him week in and week out. This season was very good. A year ago, I probably wouldn't have been as confident with him as goal because he didn't have a great year at Milan, but this year he absolutely did. Saliba, who's a Premier League winner. Upamecano, we've seen him in his athleticism. Theo Hernandez on that left-hand side with Koundé. These are guys that are going to get forward at every chance. Tchouaméni is a guy that locks it down. Rabiot might be a little bit of a surprise at this time because, again, a year ago, We weren't sure where Rabiot was with this national team. Great season. One of the highlights, if there was a highlight at Milan this year, it was Rabiot for me, along with Luka Modric, of course. But Dembele, we know what he can do. Mbappe is going to start there. Doué will be on the left-hand side. Olise, as good a season for a winger at Bayern Munich this entire year. He was outstanding, coming in off that right side onto that left foot. He's really good. We'll see some changes, I think, throughout the tournament at the winger position. That's been the conversation in and around France, just to keep them fresh. But again, that's why they have the roster. I was looking, we mentioned it, Thuram, Barkolo can come in on that left-hand side or the right. Mateta, who was outstanding in the midfield. You want to lock it down? How about you bring in N'Golo Kanté in, a World Cup winner, a guy that's done it all. So when you're talking about those types of players coming off the bench, I think you will see some rotation. This is likely the starting lineup against Senegal. But through this competition, Didier Deschamps, as Jimmy mentioned, knows this group, and I think we'll see some interchanging with these players. And here's the key. You don't see a drop-off, right, once you make changes, which doesn't always happen for teams.
As Tony just mentioned, Jimmy, there's probably 26 players you could pick to highlight.
Well, it'd be interesting if you put like the France's B team into the competition as well, just to see how far they could get. Right?
Yeah, I think they would make a pretty good
They'd
run
get out of the groups for sure, and then you'd be a threat in the knockout rounds.
Absolutely. Okay, so of the 26 players that we have on this roster, 11 starters, who are you watching? Because there's a lot we could pick.
Well, there's a lot, but I am going to go with Michael Olise. I thought he was fantastic for Bayern Munich. 25 goals and 28 assists in 57 games in all competitions. That's more than one goal contribution for every game. I mean, he was incredible, but he doesn't necessarily get the shine because you got Kylian Mbappe on the team. Oh, and by the way, you got Ousmane Dembele, who just won the Ballon d'Or on the team, and Desiree Doué has been killing it for PSG, and I think this is his opportunity. As crazy it might sound, because those numbers are absolutely ridiculous for Bayern Munich, that this could be a breakout World Cup for him. And what's been interesting is when they first brought him into the national team, he was playing underneath. He was a little bit more central as the 10. But when they put him out wide right and let him cut in on his left like he'd been doing successfully with Bayern, and they just did it against Northern Ireland in the last friendly, he had a hat-trick against Northern Ireland. He's got this ability. He seems to be up for any kind of challenge, doesn't feel pressure, and I expect him to have a big, big tournament.
I think along with potentially winning the World Cup, a guy like this, I mean, he's looking at Lamine Yamal and saying, you know what, I want to be recognized in that category. I think the World Cup, for him, part of this is having the world look at him as potentially the best right winger in the world. And he's got a lot of competition in that position. But I would think that's part of his mission. What a fun player to watch.
He's a player that's also played in a couple different positions in years past, playing more centrally in the attacking midfield role. He's truly found a home in that right wing. Well, for Senegal, this is their projected lineup for the match today against France, Jimmy.
Yeah, so I'll just start here. The last two friendlies for Senegal have been pretty disappointing from their perspective. They lost to the U.S. 3-2. They had a pretty drab 0-0 draw against Saudi Arabia, and maybe not coming into this with maybe the momentum they would prefer. However, they are one of the dark horses to have a deep run, and this is a team you honestly wouldn't want to face going into the knockout rounds. You got a very experienced goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. Diatta plays for Monaco. What's interesting about him is he kind of started his career as an attacking player and likes to get up and down. And same with Diouf on the other side. They just really like to be involved. He plays for West Ham and had a good season, 5 assists. Niakhate's the old man in the group. He's 30. And you got Mamadou Sarr, who plays for Chelsea. He's only 20. So a lot of young players in this back line, and they're going to need some positional discipline to try to figure out how they're going to break down this France team. Ismaila Sarr has been fantastic for Crystal Palace. You got Nico Jackson, gets himself in good spots. Doesn't always score. He had a great chance against the U.S. and blew that. Sadio Mane is a good story for me. 34 years old, was hurt for the last World Cup in 2022. We obviously know what he's done with Liverpool in particular. Excited for him to get that World Cup taste. So he's going to obviously have an impact, score 2 goals against the U.S. in that friendly. Idrissa Gueye is going to have to be very thoughtful about how they just manage. If these two guys are going to get forward, they have to sit because France is going to be able to hurt you in so many different ways. So the positional discipline and the team shape of Senegal, not to get stretched, is going to be really important. And I'm kind of curious to see how they end up playing. But this is a really talented young team with some wily veterans in Mendy and Mane and Niakhaté. And if they can just be really thoughtful and take their chances, because France is going to give them 1 or 2, they have to take their chances. We've seen teams throughout this tournament already that haven't really done that. And then Spain gets the 0-0. Uruguay can't beat Saudi Arabia. You're always kind of giving yourself a chance. So I'm hopeful that Senegal can put their best foot forward.
Tony, on this roster for Senegal, who are you rooting for?
Yeah, by the way, you had me on the Niakate. He's the old guy in the back at 30 years old. Yeah, I'm just saying. I didn't know Jimmy picked the right winger on his side of things. I'm going to pick Ismaila Sarr as well. Great season this year at Crystal Palace. A guy that, I think he's 28 years old. A guy that will take you on. He's electric. He plays with a little bit of freedom. They win a trophy this year in Europe in the Conference League. And he's been sort of a breakout guy. We've been waiting for him for a couple of years. It's been the last 2 seasons where we've kind of seen Ismaila Sarr just open up, if you will. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer for some players. But as much as we're going to look at this team and talk about Sadio Mane and sort of the old hat and wanting to do something for him, I think this is a guy that can unlock this Senegal attack. I don't put him in the same category as Olise and Lamine Yamal and those types of players. But when you talk about this Senegalese side, I think he's a guy that can open up the game for them. So just looking to see what he can do.
If you go back to the starting lineups as well, I mean, you have Ismaila Sarr, who's going to be lined up against, Teo Hernandez or Lucas Hernandez?
Yeah.
That's an area where he can exploit, because either you can go with either Hernandez brother. They don't necessarily like to defend. They'll do enough just so they can go spring forward, but ultimately I think this will be a nice pocket of space for him to go. And if Nico Jackson can just keep the center backs occupied to create those pockets, then I think he can have a big game. 9 goals and 1 assist for Palace this year in all comps, and he's a special player, and I think he's only going to get better.
Yeah, a fun little 1v1 battle to watch. As brilliant as your analysis has been, the people on YouTube, they just want to know the bets. They want to know where they can put their money. They're asking for our John Buckets Eimer, our betting experts, so we got to bring him in. Hey, Buckets, welcome into the show. We are so good to have you with us. Oh, we got Freya.
More dogs on the show.
I'm bringing in the cute dog so that people focus on that and forget the fact that I said Spain would score 6 goals yesterday. A little bit of a distraction tactic for everyone out there.
Buckets. Everybody was thinking the same.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide. You have a chance to redeem yourself today with France-Senegal. What do you have for us?
All right, let's redeem ourselves with 2 bets on this match, and we're starting with a bet that is hitting at a weirdly high rate so far. In our first 16 matches, both teams' score has hit in 11 of those 16, and all 11 times it's cashed, it has been plus money, and we're getting plus odds again here at plus 105. I do agree with you guys that France is the better team, but Senegal is not a team you can take lightly. We saw yesterday, while there are favorites, there's really a chance for upsets in any of these matchups, and Senegal, with their kind of iffy back line and with France's attacking firepower, I don't think Senegal go into this matchup thinking, hey, we can keep this to a 0-0, we can keep this cagey, we can keep it close. If you're going to beat France, you got to score goals and you got to press, because France right now, they can score 2 or 3 against anyone. So I expect both teams to hit here at plus money. And if you want to get really crazy with it, you can even go France money line and both teams to score. That gets you up to plus 220 for even better odds. Then for bet number 2, you've already talked about this guy, Jimmy, so thank you for setting me up to make me look way smarter than I actually am. Michael Olise to score or assist is playable. It's minus 120. It's a little bit of juice here, but this could have been minus 200, and I still would have said this is a must bet for me. He has been so good, and as a Bayern Munich fan, I've watched him all season long. I know what he is capable of, and he has the ability to score by himself. Or you've got Kylian Mbappe, you've got Desiree Doué, you've got Ousmane Dembele, you've got a wealth of talent around you that you can dish the ball off to. I just think it's weird that this is playable for a matchup where I think France are going to score 2 or 3 goals. You got to think that Olise is going to have some kind of contribution in a match this important.
No, I love that, Buckets. I think the Olise bet, too, the goal or an assist is important. Olise has more assists than any other player over the last 2 years in the top 5 European leagues, so I like that bet a lot.
Jimmy, would you rather just take Olise, just the assists, as plus 160 if you want to take the goal element out of it?
I would consider that just for the plus money, but I do think he has the ability, especially coming off a hat trick against Northern Ireland, to hit the back of the net.
Yeah. I agree. I think they're both good lines, but I'm expecting a 3-1 France score prediction we'll go with today.
Ooh, I like that. 3-1. What about you guys? Any score predictions?
Yeah, we'll let you know because we're going to the game. We're going to we're headed out there. So there's a mic drop. Huh?
There's a mic drop. That's our flex of the day.
Have fun.
Yeah, we're going to go.
Right from work to the game.
We're going straight, right when this ends, we're going straight to New York, New Jersey Stadium.
Amazing.
Enjoy. We'll look to hear about it tomorrow on the show.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Well, we had fans on YouTube that, of course, they wanted to hear the bets, they want the analysis, but really they just want Freya. Take a look at this comment. Freya!
That's all anybody wants. I'm the second most popular guy in my own house. It's tough.
Well, 3 dogs on the show today. Honestly, I think that's a win. We're like ready to go home. John, thanks so much for your bets. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Big game today. Tony and Jimmy, they will be there taking in all the action from Group I as France and Senegal kick off their World Cup campaign 3 p.m. Eastern. A huge matchup today. Stick with us on Morning Footy. We'll be right back with more.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Well, Group A kicked off the World Cup last Thursday, and they go again this Thursday. Mexico beat South Africa, and South Korea beat Czechia. So they sit first and second in the Group A table. Mexico and South Korea will go head-to-head on Thursday to see who could be top of the table once everything is said and done on that day. Meanwhile, Czechia and South Africa are still fighting for their first point of this year's tournament. So, Tony, Marcelo, both of you guys have participated in a World Cup on your home turf. So, of course, there is a bit more pressure because you have all your home fans behind you, and things can get a bit chaotic if you're not doing so well during the match. So, Tony, how hard is it to go from match one to match two when you're playing on your home turf?
I don't think for us in '94 it was that difficult because our second match was against Colombia at the Rose Bowl, right? And this is a team that, you know, probably 80% of the pundits picked to get to a semifinal or even a final in that tournament. So I just think if you couldn't get up for that one, it was tough to get up for any of the matches, right? Of course, excitement of the first game against Switzerland, and it's a World Cup, so there's in general excitement. But yeah, I don't think we had any problems. I'm not quite sure the U.S. is going to have a problem, or Mexico for that matter. I think the home sides, there's a little bit of an advantage, obviously, for being at home. Although, Marcelo, in that first game, there was a moment there, and I'll talk to Janelli in a second about it, where Mexican fans, at least what was coming through the television, didn't seem happy with this Mexican side. They're under some pressure.
Yeah, I think when you look at strategically, when you go into a World Cup and you're at home, you have a game plan of what? I mean, our game plan wasn't to beat Colombia. They beat us 5 times before. But I don't think we were nervous. We just knew what we had to get done. I think in Mexico's case, they've got a little bit more of an advantage. They've been at altitude for quite a bit. Quite a few of the players have been there for over a month. So you're talking about a team that's probably going to go out and have their fans behind them. They didn't convince me the first game. I thought it was a solid win, but I wasn't convinced. Are they nervous? I would think yes, because you will have a packed stadium. They do have the most pressure. Aguirre has the most pressure because of the fact that it's Mexico and the fans expect so much more. And when you don't get it done, and look at all the criticism he's taken up until this point, this job isn't working, where's the next generation of players? And now we got the result, and you're still questioning, is Mexico good enough to get to a quarterfinal?
Yeah, I think for Mexico, out of the 3 host countries this year, is maybe the one that could be most at a disadvantage for hosting the World Cup. As we're saying, the fans, they'll definitely make their voice heard. But let's bring in Janelli Farias, a former Mexican player who was at the opening match to watch Mexico versus South Africa. Janelli, how did things look from your perspective for this Mexican side? And really, how were the fans during this match?
Hey, everyone. Bummed I'm not in the studio with you guys, but I will be there soon. I agree with Marcelo. I wasn't convinced by the way that Mexico played, but the most important thing is that they won and they got the 3 points. The environment was insane in the best way. And it was, I would say, like 95% positive, which is something that as a fan, I've never experienced before as a fan of the Mexican national team. So it was very refreshing. And I know I've seen a lot of things on social media saying that at some point fans were booing Mexico, and that actually wasn't the case at all. Everybody was really, really, really happy that we were winning. And when I rewatched the game after, and obviously it's different being in the stadium as opposed to watching it on a TV from a tactical view. And yeah, I wasn't convinced. For moments, Mexico did really well in their high press. But then there were moments where they were just disjointed and especially defensively. And we saw Cesar Montes get that red card at the end, which was just completely unnecessary. It was terrible defending. The team was completely caught out of position. And then to do something like that in the last minutes of the game, it's something that Mexico definitely has to work on.
Okay, so Janelli, great to see you as always. With Montes getting that red card, how does Javier Aguirre now configure his team? And how big of a loss is that? Because he's a big presence in that back line.
I think there's 2 options, 2 possibilities for Mexico. One is simple, just slot Edson Alvarez in that center back position alongside Johan Vazquez. And then another option is that they've been training actually is a line of 3 or a line of 5, depending on how you see it, with Jorge Sanchez in the right wing back position, Israel Reyes in the right center back position, Edson Alvarez center back, and then Johan Vazquez in that left center back role with Gallardo the left wing back position, so he can have that freedom to go forward. I think for Edson Alvarez, there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I think this is his 3rd World Cup, and for me personally, he hasn't convinced me. I think there's a lot of pressure on him, or at least he puts a lot of pressure on himself because of the way Eric Lira is performing in that defensive center mid position. I think Eric Lira has been doing really, really, really well. This is Edson Alvarez's chance to prove that, or give them reasons as to why he should be in the starting lineup.
Yeah, looking at Aguirre, I mean, I don't see a lot of changes with the way he wants to play. Lira has been fantastic. He is the rock. Alvarez, I think you're 100% will agree in. But I'm curious, are the fans sold? Because, the Mexican fans are the hardest to please. You win, they're still not happy because you won. You lose, we got to get rid of the coach. So are the Mexican fans pleased with what they saw on the field? And do they still believe this is a team that can get to that 5th, 6th game?
Right now, I think the emotions are still running high from that that first match, from that win. I think most people are very happy that Raúl Jiménez scored. That was huge. People are very happy with Julián Quiñónez's performance. He's been a massive addition to this national team. And I agree with you. The Mexican fans are really, really hard to please. I'd say they are the hardest to please in the entire world. There's so much pressure lying on Mexico to not just win, but perform well. And the pressure's on to not just make it out of the group stage, but make it out of the group stage in first place so that Mexico continues having that advantage of playing at home. So are the Mexican fans pleased? I don't know. Not yet. Not yet. I think it's still too early to tell. Ask me again once the group stage is over.
Janelle, go a little bit deeper on Raúl Jiménez and the importance of that goal, because it was one of those moments for him where it was almost like he still had to play, but he was like broken down to his knees, right? Because this has been such a long journey for him to get a goal in the World Cup. But just talk about, you touched on it, but how important it really was.
Yeah, actually, I just got the chills when you mentioned that. It was, wow, just being in that stadium, and he actually scored right in the corner where I was sitting, and he went to celebrate in that corner because I think a lot of his family was there, and he dropped to his knees and he was crying. Just all of the emotion, the whole stadium felt that. He's had quite a journey. I mean, doctors told him, they didn't expect him to be here today, and then performing like that and then scoring in a World Cup. It's just something else. It's something that just gives you chills, and it's something that you see in a movie. And we're all very, very happy for him. And this is exactly what he needed, because he had played in, I think this is his third or fourth World Cup, and he hadn't scored yet. He hadn't had many minutes. And this is the first time that he starts in a World Cup. And what a way to do it. I mean, Raúl Jiménez has proved that anything is possible. You can overcome anything. It's also part of that Mexican mentality in never giving up and not taking no for an answer, and just doing everything with your heart and your passion. And he is living proof of that.
All right, so kind of using that explanation for South Korea, Janelle, of not giving up. They were down 1-0 to Czechia, came back and scored 2 goals. Really impressive performance, and showed some maturation in their development as a team and where they want to go. How do you expect this game to play out between Mexico and South Korea? Because the Koreans are going to provide a much different challenge in South Africa.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think resilient is one way to describe the South Korean side. They came back from 1-0 losing, and then it's like their reaction was so impressive. They turned it around quickly. It's going to be a very different game for Mexico. There's a lot of quality in the South Korean side, especially in the final third. I think the biggest concern for Mexico is going to be how do they take care of South Korea's pace and intensity in the final third, those second runs coming into the box, them playing one-touch, two-touch quickly forward. It is something that personally concerns me a bit for Mexico. They don't have the fastest defenders, especially considering Edson Alvarez is going to play in that center back role. He hasn't, he's not really in game rhythm. He hasn't been playing many minutes with club or with the national team. So it is a bit concerning. For Mexico, it's, they have to be organized, especially in their high press. It's something that they really like to do. And then they have to track back. I think there's going to be a lot of work for the midfield, especially somebody like Eric Lira, or it could even be Álvaro Fidalgo in that 8 role, possibly Gilberto Mora. I don't see Mexico completely taking control of possession like they're used to. I think it's going to be a very different matchup.
Yeah, someone in the comments said Mexico versus South Korea is pure fire as a group stage match.
It's going to be a great game.
It'll be incredible. Janelle, thank you. La próxima vez en español. I think Marcelo, Tony, and I agree.
En español.
Jimmy, next time Janelle's in studio, you think...
Estoy de acuerdo.
Oh! Where did you get that
me encanta.
En español la próxima vez. Janelle, thank you. We'll see you in studio soon.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Morning Footy, 48 Nations, and much more coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days with the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here? Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into Morning Footy, 48 nations. Finally, let's get back to our trivia question. It is, Senegal's win over France in 2002 is one of the all-time great World Cup upsets. Which other African nation defeated France at the 2022 tournament? Any guesses?
I can't remember.
That we have? Has anyone been nominated as the voice of the three of you?
We threw around Ghana, Senegal, Tunisia, and
Ivory Coast, Nigeria.
Coast.
We don't even know.
All right.
One of those four?
In typical Tony fashion, he gave me 5 answers. One of the
Tunisia! Hey.
You didn't ask me for one.
You're right. I'm going to have to start being specific. You're going to have to nail down just one of the answers. All right. Well, we do have a lot coming up for you on Paramount Plus today. Over 12 hours of coverage throughout the day. Following Morning Footy, you can catch Golazo Match Day, 48 nations as they get you ready for France versus Senegal, as lineups will be coming out. Following the match, it's Poppy Miller, Mike Grella, Troy Deeney, and Nigel Reo-Coker reacting to the result and getting you ready for Iraq versus Norway. Then Golazo Match Night with Adam Hunt, Ian Joy, and Jermaine Jones leads you into the defending champion Argentina, making their tournament debut at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we will also have you covered at 11 p.m. Eastern with Scoreline. So a lot to look forward to. Make sure that you get yourself to a bar or you get yourself on your couch because we have lots and lots of coverage coming up on Paramount Plus. But for now, Lisa Carlin is back in the studio. Take it away for us. What do you have for us?
Oh, Claudia, if you have been on social media the last couple of days, you know that these World Cup fans are going bonkers. It has been so fun to see everything across socials. So I'm going to show you some of them, the best things that we have seen over the last couple of days. We start with this in Boston. It is the Norway fans doing their Viking row. This is ahead of their opener against Iraq, celebrating being back in the World Cup after 28 years. So cool to see this. This is at the Fan Fest in front of the big screen, but it's the row that's pretty cool. These fans are so into it, bringing that Viking energy to this Norway
Looks
team.
like the Scottish people, Scottish fans have joined as well. I see
Claudia,
some
everyone's
kids in
getting in
there.
on the action. Everyone's getting in on the action because it's just too fun not to. Okay, so we go from Boston to Kansas City because Argentina, they are opening their World Cup campaign in Kansas City, and take a look at these scenes. This was yesterday ahead of the match today for Argentina against Algeria. The chanting, the flags.
Amazing.
This is amazing.
I love it.
We spent time in Kansas City, Jimmy and I, we played together there, and to think that this is Kansas City, this is where Argentina ended up, my gosh, this is so hard to believe.
I think
That's not hard to believe. That's not hard to believe. Dale, vamos. Come on, that's not hard to believe.
That part's not hard to believe, but it being in Kansas City.
No, not seeing the fans. I mean, just that this is Kansas City.
This is KC.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Right,
man.
how
Heart of
many
America,
Argentinians
baby.
They don't have
do you
enough
think have tried
empanadas or
barbecue?
choripan or any of that in Kansas.
that's
How many of them have
barbecue
actually
is
tried the
an
barbecue?
Argentine
I'm sure they'll try it. Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
I'm sure. Okay, this was last
Times
night
Square.
in Times Square.
Oh, man.
French fans going wild. I mean, Times Square is already crazy, and then you pack in all these fans doing this mosh pit type
Can't wait.
chanting. Hey, this is amazing.
We're going to the game today, so
I don't know if we told you
fired
we're
up.
on our way to the game.
Yeah, we're on our way.
We
Right when the
heard
show
that
ends,
like
we're going.
5,000 times this morning. Yeah, this is cool. So if you guys see this at the stadium today at the game, are you getting right in the middle of this action?
Tony will be the one leading it. He's actually going to be the one starting it.
I have a megaphone. I can go help for sure.
I'll do the drumming.
I mean, this is so cool.
I'll wave the flag.
Ale, ale.
This is incredible, Lisa.
Ale.
And these are just some of the couple scenes. We're seeing so many on social media, but right now we are going to take a quick break here on Morning Footy, 48 Nations. Much more coming up for you on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
What's up, guys? Day 2 in Seattle. It's an early start because behind me is Pike Place, one of the oldest markets not only in Seattle, but in the country. A lot of vendors, craftsmen start their day behind me. We're gonna go check it out. There are fishmongers, there are artists, a little bit of everything. It's that old-fashioned Seattle, the working class that founded this city. Of course, nowadays you have the headquarters of massive tech and business companies here, and it's kind of juxtaposed with what's behind me. So we're gonna go check out a little bit of that soul of Seattle. And that's only to start the day, because afterwards it's going to be a footy frenzy. There are 3 massive games that we want to watch at distinct watch parties. We're starting on the barge, a floating barge here on the water, to watch France-Senegal, one of the best games of the day. But there is also a very vibrant Norwegian community here that has settled its roots from almost 100 years before. The Norwegians were inspired by a lot of the landscape that reminded them of home, and they came here for the salmon industry, and then they stayed. So there's a part of Seattle that is very proudly Norwegian. And then after that, of course, I found an Argentine restaurant. I'm trying to see where the Argentines gather, and we're gonna go watch the Argentina game there. Messi's 6th World Cup. It should be fun.
Well, our guy Nico Cantor is over on the West Coast. I'm upset that I didn't see him throwing around fish. That's what I want to see. Nico, you were missing that in the video.
He's in the right spot for that.
Yeah.
But he didn't throw any fish.
Have any of you guys done that?
Well, yeah,
I haven't, but I've seen it.
I've done it. You got to catch it. Yeah, you don't throw it. They throw it to you.
Oh, and then you catch it.
Yeah, you have to catch it. Yeah, yeah.
Look, there's Nico, Mr. Popular over there.
There's Argentines in Seattle?
Apparently. Apparently.
I love it.
Love it.
Well, Nico, you go enjoy all the matches over there. Hey,
Yeah, so we got to go.
You guys
France,
enjoy
Senegal.
your
I'll see you guys later. We got to go.
Hell out of here. Tony, what you doing?
Yeah,
Come on, there's going to be a lot of traffic. Let's go.
Enjoy that. 448 Nations coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries.